Hi, this is Jason Longer, and welcome to my rant on the Ready to Rumble movie. During that year 2000, WCW is at one of its all-time lows up to that point. The ratings got lower, the storylines got more convoluted and stupid. You got some wrestlers. I think it's what it is, like a little mishmash between Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo not getting along with their storylines and not really being a cohesive unit. So, during that turmoil of the time, they decided to release a movie called Ready to Rumble. Originally, Ready to Rumble was going to be in 1998, and it's going to have like most of the WCW stars on it, if not all, along with Eric Bischoff playing like a fictionalized version of himself. So instead, we got this comedy with David Arquette and Scott Conn playing Gordy and Sean, two sewage workers. Now, I wouldn't mind having these types of stories with a couple of like ditzy dudes, because one of my favorite movies is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. I also like Wayne's World and a few others like Harold and Kumar, Cheech and Chong, whatever. Those duos I kind of like. I even like Friday with Craig and Chris Tucker. But in this movie in particular, I just didn't find any of it kind of funny. There are a few good performances, to be sure. Like there's Martin Landau, the late Martin Landau playing Sal Bandini, playing a Lou Thez, Stu Hart type. And then you got a really good performance by Oliver Platt playing Jimmy the King, who's also supposed to be kind of a world heavyweight champion at that point, but then he got fired, and then the two boys helped him get his feet back up again, and then put him back in the spotlight where he belongs. And there's the thing about Ready to Rumble. I get it, it's a dumb comedy, you're not supposed to think too much about it, but at the same time, how does that work? Even in a wrestling storyline, how does that work? You bring back a guy who's a world heavyweight champion, and these two guys, you had Goldberg, you had DDP. Yeah, I know WCW was at its low point at that point, but you still had stars. You still had Sting. Hell, if you want to go for mid-card, I'd say go with Buff Bagwell, Booker T, and hell, Macho Man, even though he's on rarely in 2000. Yet you go with Jimmy the King. He looks washed. He looks like one of those jobbers you see on WWF television or WCW television when it's not Nitro or Thunder, or with WWF at the time, Raw or SmackDown. You put on one of those B shows, jobber goes up against a mid-card wrestler or guy on the rise. Man, it just sickens me watching this comedy. It just didn't get anywhere. It relies too much on the stupidity and the childish behavior. And I feel bad for all the guys in WCW having to be in that movie. They deserve much better than this. Plus, I think it was during the time I was a huge WWF mark, so of course I hated WCW at that point. I was laughing my ass off and failed, but watching it now, it's oh man, if only we could have done better. We could have had more of that battle between WWF and WCW, but it just wasn't meant to be. So anyway, this movie sucks, and even for nostalgic value, going back to my high school years being a wrestling fan, it's painful to watch. It's ooh, man, ooh. Kind of makes me ashamed of being a wrestling fan at that time. Anyway, thanks for watching my review. I'll see you later.